We know that whenever we have a JK flip-flop, whenever the inputs are both high, you can see as in the screen, the output keeps toggling. This is a forbidden state because we don't want the JK flip-flop to behave this way. But what's interesting is this toggling state is fun to play with. What we notice is that a lot of reference books mention this toggle state of a JK flip-flop where both the inputs are high and the output keeps toggling. But can we do this with any other flip-flop? Is it possible or not? Let's check out. In a D flip-flop, we have two inputs, but independently there's only one input. So one input is given to one of the NAND gates and the same input is complemented and given to the second NAND gate. We have an output Q and a complement of that output, which is Q complement, as same as in the JK flip-flop. So let's see how the circuit behaves. I've got a simulator here where you have NAND gate 1 whose output is notified here, NAND gate 2 output notified here, NAND gate 3 output given here, and NAND gate 4 output here. This is your Q output, this is your Q complement output. We have a clock pulse and 1D input which is currently in the low state. So when I start the simulation, you can see the circuit starts running, and whenever the input is low at every clock pulse, you'll see the second NAND gate is constantly toggling the output, but because the first NAND gate has low input right now, the first NAND gate is always in high state, because of which the output is stable and we have low output which is Q and high output which is Q complement. Now when I change the input to H, which is high, you see the output changes. You can notice the behavior of the two NAND gates with the clock pulse, and the output Q is high and the Q complement is low. So I switch it back to low and you'll see that the output now is low and the Q complement output is high. To show this in a schematic diagram, we have the same circuit above here and then a schematic diagram both connected to the same input and same clock pulse. So when I start the simulation, we have the clock pulse running, and with low input we get the low output for both the flip-flops, and when the high input is given, you'll see the output is high for both the flip-flops. Yes. So whenever the clock pulse switches, you will see this flip-flop will behave exactly as a digital circuit. This is basically behaving based on the schematic. So whenever the input is low, output is low, and whenever the input is high, the output becomes high in both the flip-flops. And the Q complements are both low. I will switch back to low and you'll see this output is low, and when the clock pulse switches, this output also becomes low and Q complement is high. So this is your D flip-flop. Now let's experiment with the D flip-flop. Here in the image you will see there are three D flip-flop. First one is a general D flip-flop with one input and the output and the complement. This is simple as it is in the previous diagram. This is a D flip-flop which does not have an independent input, and you'll take the Q output as the input. So the Q output of one state is equal to the input of the next state. Similarly, in this flip-flop, we have Q complement given as the input. So Q complement of one state will be the input of the next state. Notice both the outputs are L here because the circuit is not running yet. The moment I switch on the circuits, these both will always be complement of each other. Just to go through a simple idea, when I switch this to high, the output should go to high as we know about D flip-flop. So remember, whenever D flip-flop input is high, the output is same as high. So when I switch on the circuit, you'll see with high input you have high output and low Q complement. When input is low, the output is low and the Q complement is high. So coming to this flip-flop here, you will notice I started with Q is equal to low, and that is given as the input for the next state, and when the input is low, the output is low, and the same output is given as the input for the next state. This flip-flop will always have low output as Q and high output as Q complement. But this is the interesting part of D flip-flop. This is why we are discussing this whole topic, where I have taken the Q complement output and given it as the input. Now when we started the circuit, the Q complement was low, and when the low output is given as the input, the Q output will become low in the next state, and the Q complement out will become the high in next state. And when Q complement is given as input, which is high as given as input, the output will be high and Q complement will be low. So with every state, the two outputs will toggle, and this is how you achieve toggling with the D flip-flop when you give the Q complement output as the input to the D flip-flop.